Welcome back to The New Mechanic. My name's Randy, and that's my E46. Today, we are going to be repairing the vapor barriers because they're leaking. Water's getting into the car, the carpets were wet, the door pocket on the passenger side is filled with water, so that's not good for the car at all, or for the humans inside it. So today, what we're going to do is use some butyl tape and reseal the barrier so that water doesn't get inside. First things first, we gotta stay warm. Lighted, we're good. All right, the next thing we gotta do is take off this door panel. It's really not too hard. We gotta take off this piece here, which all you have to do is get your fingers behind it and you pull it straight out. If you don't pull it straight out, you may end up breaking some of these little tabs off. They're really short, so they probably wouldn't, but not worth it, so do it carefully. From here, there's two little tabs underneath. And then we have some Torx bolts here. There's one there. There's one inside of this, the mirror adjuster, and there's two under here. So let's do that. There we go. Then you just want to pull off this clip and save the remote. Because of my phenomenal organization skills, all I could find was a T15. However, I think you need a T20. So just an FYI there. I'm just gonna break these by hand and then use a screwdriver to power drill to pull them out quickly. Just to note, the longer one goes in the front hole up here. All the others that we'll pull out will be the same length. Notice how that one's a lot smaller than that one. Next one is down here, inside this hole, and it's a little bit harder to reach, so I do recommend getting a little extension. It's also handy to have a magnet to pull them right out. Last but not least, there's two holes down here that we'll take one out, and you'll want to use your extension for that too. Once you get all the screws out of here, then what you actually do is you just kind of pry it out. You pop it off. It's really not too bad. Only things that you got to watch out for are the lock button, unlock button up here. There is a wire that is attached to the door handle itself, and then this little wire here that goes to the mirrors to control them. You have to fish that through. So it's not too bad, so let's just do it. I like to use this, but really you can just use your fingers and pry it off, but just stick a nice soft item back behind it. You can kind of pop off one of the first ones over here, like that, you heard it. And you just kind of work your way around. Whoop, got a bunch popped off all at the same time. There you go. And then you'll see back here, we have, if you can see anything back here, we have a wire here that's attached to the door handle. You kind of just pull it from where the cord comes in, straight to the car. Then you have that wire I talked about, and then you also have the speakers. You just kind of wiggle them out. You just squeeze in on these two little pins, and it comes right out. So there, we got the door panel off. All right, here is the vapor shield. It's just this foam thing, and as you can see, it's not even connected down here. So, when I had water behind the driver's side seat, this is where it was seeping in from, most likely. Behind this is where the window goes, and it's not sealed from the elements. So, yeah, we have to seal this. Just note, this is the airbag. So if you decide to replace this, what you have to do is unplug the battery in the back. That's essential. And then you can go ahead and disconnect your airbag and remove it, and remove anything else that gets fished through here and replace it. I'm not replacing it. They're about $30 a piece, I think, so really it's not that bad. But again, I'm selling the car, so I'm gonna do my best to seal it up well. I'll let my friend who is actually looking to buy it know about all the imperfections of this car, and this will be one of them. So as long as he's an informed buyer, and I haven't been trying to hide anything, I have no problems with that. So if you're trying to save $100 like me, and you're wanting to keep the car or something, this might be a way to do it. I'm just gonna kind of check to see where all it came apart. I believe there is a line of sticky stuff that goes here, and then it also goes the whole way around. Not too worried about the stuff on top, because obviously if that leaks, it would have to come up and around, which is still possible, especially with moisture in terms of like vapor. But in terms of like actual rainwater, which is I think what's the main problem I'm having, this right here is the main problem. So what I'm gonna do is get a razor blade and work on getting all this sticky crap off. You might not need an actual razor blade. The less of this stuff that you have, the better connection you can get to it. And we got more of stuff like this. It's called butyl tape. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I got it from Home Depot. So yeah, shouldn't be too bad. All right, so I got off a lot. It's not perfect, and I think that's fine, but what we're gonna do now is work on getting the butyl tape on here and getting it sealed up as much as we can. So the beautiful butyl tape came from Home Depot, and it looks like they smashed it. Thank you, Home Depot. That's okay. I think it's usable. I mean, it's really just this like gunky stuff. So I think as long as we press it on there, get the vapor seal right here to, or I guess the vapor barrier. I've been calling it the seal the whole time. This is the vapor barrier. Vapor barrier. Okay, so we're gonna reseal the vapor barrier with the butyl tape. And that's hysterical. Anyways, it's gunky stuff, so I might get the heat gun out, heat up the metal a little bit, heat up the butyl tape right before I go ahead and press this on so that it reseals. And I think it'll reseal really well if it's nice and warm. I can still see my breath in here, even though I got the propane heater running. So, like I said, let's go ahead and just get it on, and I think we'll be good. I'm gonna go get the heat gun, and I'm just gonna go ahead and heat that up. Try not to heat up the vapor barrier, and so hopefully it's a little bit more sticky, and then when we press it on, it should seal really well. I'm just gonna use an adapter that is finely pointed because I just wanna heat up a very small, specific spot. And just like that, the vapor barrier is resealed. Might not be 100%, but I think it's good enough. And as long as the new owner knows that this is what I did, then everybody's happy. So now we can go ahead and put the door panel back on, and we can do all 4 or 3 other doors. All right, first thing I like to do is hook up the speakers. They have the most flexibility and extra length of cord. Then fish this through this little hole and make sure that there's enough coming out that you can grab it when you go to put the mirror controls back on. Cool. And then last but not least, it's this guy, and you kind of just put it in the opposite way. So you can kind of fish it straight in and then push it in, and it clicks into place. So to get this all back together, easiest way is get this door lock into place, and then, and get everything lined up. So, on the back side, there's these little tabs right here, and they line up with holes on the actual door. So, when you go ahead and put this on the lock, just look behind it, and you'll find the first hole, and you should be able to push it right in. So, once you get this into place, everything else kind of falls into place, and you just do a couple pounds, and get everything else lined up. All right, there you go. And if you break a tab, it's really not the end of the world. There's a lot of them in here. I literally just broke one here, and there's 2 other broken ones, one on the front side. There might be some on the back side, but those little clips, they don't hold it into place and keep it from like the door handle here from pulling the door panel off, it's the screws that we put in before, or we took out before. So don't worry about it. If you are worried about it, they're cheap. I don't know the part number, but you can get them, replace them for a couple dollars, and you can get a bunch of them. So yeah, so let's go ahead and put the screws back in and get this door panel done. And you can get the trim back on. The trim has some little tabs on the backside. This is wrapped. It's not the best wrap I've ever done. Well, it's actually the only wrap I've ever done. So maybe it is the best wrap I've ever done. But anyways, you wanna angle it in, get them tucked in behind, push forward, and you just push it in. So there we go, we got that on. And then we get the mirror control, and this guy just pops into place. Last but not least, we got the little tabs that go on the bottom. And there's the other one. Presto, we did the vapor barrier. Done. Now we just gotta do 3 more. All right, so we got the front 2 doors done. We still have the rear 2 doors to do, but I'm gonna do that off camera. There's no need for you guys to watch. Process is identical. The shape of the door is just different. That's the only difference. So yeah, we got 2 vapor barriers done. The one should have been replaced for sure, but we extended its life. Save the planet, you know. Anyways, yeah, so hopefully you learned something. The right way, again, is to replace the barrier altogether. However, this is a great patch if you don't want to spend the money. I think the beetle tape was like $5 or $10, so it didn't cost much, and we got way more than I ever will need, ever. So I think, you know, honestly, it was a good fix. It was cheap, it was done well, and yeah, I can't complain. So thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And in a future video, we're gonna see a new car to the channel, and I'm excited to show you it. I wanna get a really cool video together, so be patient, but it's coming. So I'll catch you next time.